work area on the left. I think that works. So this is going to be a focus on better stream design. I'm going to make this a regular series. If you would like help in designing your stream or have any questions about stream design, graphics, transitions, OBS, feel free to hop in the chat, ask me. I've been doing this for a little while, so it's a learning process for everyone. I'm here to share what I've learned. I'm happy to do that. So let's get going. I think there's 3 real keys to a successful stream design. And the third one's the most important. But we're going to start out with simplicity, really keeping it clear and consistent are the first 2 steps, right? And the first step is you should always have clarity over clutter. I've seen some stream designs that do work that are very cluttered in a way, but it's a conscious choice and it works with the overall content. I'll show a couple examples of those later, but in general, clarity is what you want to go for. Simplicity in design is going to serve you a lot better than over cluttering your content with a bunch of extra unnecessary graphics and assets. So some of the top streamers that you see, like Shroud or Dr. Lupo, have very clean aesthetics to their design. Okay, so content, whatever you're doing, whether it's gaming, playing music, educational content, the content itself should be the main focus of the design, right? Not to say that you can't have different aspects to your design that serve the content, right? But it should any design choices that you make should always be in service of the content and of your audience, right? So that was spoiler alert. That's the third tip. So let's get started. I'm gonna just open up a blank 1080p document, brand new in Photoshop. (1920 by 1080, 72 pixels per inch for screen. It has a white background right now. Let's actually do a transparent background though to make this a little easier. So let's make a new one. File, new, background contents, transparent. Okay, that's better. And I'm gonna make a new layer. Okay, and I think for any stream, I'm gonna move my camera again. Oh. Make it a little smaller. All right, so I think for any stream, the first thing is to keep it clear, keep it simple, right? Keep the design in service of the content, right? So clarity over clutter is how I would describe this first principle. So had to throw that in there. All right, 3 keys to great stream design. Number 1, clarity over clutter. Okay, so keep it clear. All right, what do I mean by that? Let's say you are playing video games on your live stream, it's already a ton of content coming from the game itself, right? It's going to be super tough for your audience to focus on any extra alerts. So you'll see a lot of the top gamers don't even have like on-screen alerts or anything that some of the smaller streamers rely upon to engage their audience. So you really want to always be doing everything in service of your audience. That's the third and most important part of this 3 keys to stream design. So number 1 is clarity over clutter. Number 2 is consistency. So just be consistent in everything that you do related to your design. That starts with color and shape on a very basic level, and then that all feeds into your branding, right? And how you are representing yourself as a live streamer, right? Now I know in this case I should have been looking at the YouTube popover, right? Because I watermarked all my videos with my little logo there, so my branding is actually covering up my face right now on the live stream. So we need to again change our camera position, right? So little things like that, right? Getting familiar with how your audience sees your content, right? Putting yourself in your audience's shoes. That's gonna make your stream design much more powerful. So right now we just have a window capture for my Photoshop window and a camera, right? Just with those 2 elements, there's levels of complication, right? Because the screen's going to be changing, what you're creating on the screen is going to be changing, right? So you want to make sure that your audience can see the most important part of your content at all times. And like I said, if you're a gamer and you're playing a game, like, you know, whatever, Fortnite or the, you know, Valorant or whatever people are playing these days. What's that? The big Amazon one, the New World, right? Everybody's Shroud's playing that, I know, and you know, there's so much content probably going on in those games at any given moment that you don't want to distract away from that with your stream design. Okay, so that's really, you know, the first one is clarity over clutter. Number 2, consistency, just having consistent shapes and colors representing your overall brand, right? So for my branding here is super minimal, right? I have a logo overlay for Mascari Media in the lower right hand corner of the screen. That's done automatically through the YouTube Studio settings, right? So I don't even have to add that in OBS, so that's nice. And then I just have my camera now in the lower left hand corner, less than a quarter of the screen real estate, right? So you're not covering up too much of what we're doing, right? Does it need an extra frame border, right? A lot of times you'll see these pre-made designs by, you know, a couple different companies like what Owned or Nerd or Die or all those other ones that are out there, and they have like really cool, you know, graphics packages. But you don't see a ton of people using the whole graphics package, right? You might pick and choose a piece here and there, because when you start adding like too many frames and stuff, it just becomes cheesy in a way, right? The stream design becomes cheesy. So I don't know if that works with your content, if that works with your branding, that's great. You want it to be customized to yourself, what you're presenting, and serving your audience as much as possible. So consistency, color choice, color palette, whatever you want to call it, right? Shapes, and overall that feeds into your branding. And that's more than just slapping your logo on something, right? So this is supposed to be, you know, a fun educational stream. I don't want a bunch of like RGB colors and stuff everywhere. Whereas for like a music stream, that might make sense. Number 3, the third most important tip on which is actually the number 1 most important tip on how to design a great stream, right, is everything should be a complement or an engagement or engaging to your audience, right? So what are some